Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be the finale of season 10. I am very excited, also extremely nervous. I think I've been a mix of excited and dreading this episode because I know stuff is gonna go down. We have Missy, we have the Master. He's back, and we have Bill as a Cyberman. It seems like Missy and the Master did something with these Mundasian Cybermen, and this is like their beginning, and Bill kind of got caught in the middle of it. I was also contemplating, whose fault it was, if it was the doctor's fault or if it was Bill's fault. But I think maybe I'll get more into that after this episode and in the season review. I'm going to be doing a season 10 review. I have a couple of comments say that I should do it after the Christmas special, so I'm going to do that after the Christmas special so that it gets included. Last time I didn't get to talk about, I was just so overwhelmed with all the stuff that was going on. But I didn't even get to mention, I was really confused at the Master and Missy being, at the same place together. I think I kind of summed it up in my head. It was kind of just, in my head, it just felt kind of weird, but I think that's because I couldn't quite put together, how his timeline worked. Like we saw all of his time from the moment that in, I think, the Utopia arc in season 3 when he was the professor and he regenerated into the Master that we see. And then after that, he died. And then he was regenerated with some like magic voodoo stuff. And he was kind of broken, like half alive, half dead. And then he just kind of disappeared with the Time Lords when, the Time Lords try to bring themselves back with the Master. That's why he hears drums. So it kind of felt like we saw all of his time. So I'm curious to know, how he got here. And like the beginning of Missy, she just said in season 8 that, she couldn't call herself the Master, but we don't know exactly where she came from. So I am intrigued to find out, how his timeline works. Oh, and then the other thing that I kind of mentioned in my afterthoughts from last episode was I had early in the episode, whenever Missy, Bill, and Nardo came out of the TARDIS, they had these things in their ears, and I kind of thought, maybe a Cyberman. I remember in season 2 they had those weird earpieces that, they were mind controlling mass people and trying to get them to convert. So the earpiece kind of like gave me a little inkling. But then later I saw whenever Bill was walking around in the hospital and there was like a sign that said conversion, and my mind kind of went somewhere else with that, and then I kind of threw the Cyberman idea out the window, so I didn't really come back to that. And I was really shocked when they revealed that, the helmet piece that is typically Cyberman. So yeah, that is all from last episode. Wondering how they're gonna wrap this up. I'm nervous. All right, let's get started. All right, this is the season finale of season 10. You guys know. All right, here we go.
Black hole, 400 miles straight.
What we must all become.
Please tell me you didn't.
Yeah, I really liked
So looking forward
this
to
guy, and then he just...
I waited.
Oh no. Is this in the spaceship? Little girl, what are you doing? Girl. Okay, she's okay. Ooh. Oh my god. I have chills already. Holy shit. These Cybermen, they also make the same, stomping noise, but I think something about their features feels more human, and that makes it more terrifying. Like their mouth and their eyes, I think it's a little bit more creepy. The doctor.
How many times have you died?
Have you felt the blade?
I suppose what we're really asking, my dear, is
What are you asking? Did he just leave them? Oh no. I guess that's the only thing you can do.
I think so. I'm a bit hazy on the whole regeneration thing, I'm afraid.
you mean I'm going to turn.
Am I a woman now?
Well, kind of, yeah.
Your case will be more than it usually does.
Granddad's back. We've been debating.
I love them both.
How many regenerations you had left?
Yeah, we could have been up and down the stairs all night.
Could shoot you, but that's a bit vanilla.
But
They don't know that he has more.
He's right behind
you. Look, there's Bill. Hilarious.
10 years.
Ripped out our heart, threw it into a bin and burned it all away.
I feel like they're trying to mess with him.
In disguise because everybody knows your stupid round face.
Too late to save your little friend and everybody else. See? This used to be just a hospital, now it's mass
I
production.
can't recognize this music, but it's
The whole city
beautiful.
is a
Phones and Donald Trump, some things are just inevitable.
Doctor, look, they're coming. They're coming for us.
This doesn't make any sense.
One detail, a single number. 1 to a 2. 1 heart to 2 hearts.
Okay. I was like,
expanded the definition
if he
of
picked
humanity.
one of them, but it's all three of them, so they're all three in danger.
Welcome to the menu.
Also, I feel like that theme was the Gallifrey theme and like something else. Maybe Cybermen.
We got that in a hurry.
Yes, it's her sonic device.
Then do it. Stop them.
I find it
Already. That's a new
funny.
record.
I'm not begging you. I'd rather die than beg you.
Lucky day.
I
there's
can do this. They're not difficult. They're Cybermen.
Knock yourself
2
out.
masters and 1 doctor, and he is still more fierce. And Missy
secretly on your
knocked
side all
him
along,
out.
you silly sausage.
Is that true?
Don't spoil the moment.
I don't know if I should trust her.
Now, Joel, have you been useful?
Yep. Found this in the loading bay.
I feel like you have to keep your hand out to her or she's gonna turn completely, but you still have to hold it out sheepishly. I forgot notes.
I think I've still got the bump.
Oh my god.
I think you're right.
No. Girl, what are you doing? Bill saved him.
Always hated you. Let's go.
No.
Doctor's dead. Told me he'd always hated you.
Yeah, heard you the first time.
Tedious. I will fix this. I'll get you back.
Fuck. Wait, it is her.
What am I doing in a barn? What's wrong? Sorry, you're not dangerous, but it's difficult. What's difficult? Where is the doctor? I need to... His injuries
Is it
are
just
being tended to. Injuries?
Us seeing her as
I
who
wanna see
she
the doctor. I need
is,
to speak to
but
him.
she's actually still a Cyberman on the outside? Oh no. Fuck. Holy shit.
Nothing wrong with kind jelly, baby?
Thank you.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm fine.
It's horrible and chilling, but I love the transitions.
Used to be.
It won't last.
Yes, don't tell me I can't be angry.
They're always gonna be afraid of me, aren't they? Aren't they?
Man, why did I have to play her music?
Oh, hello, my dear.
Shut up,
You were all those years.
you
But
freaking little shit.
You alright?
What's wrong with you?
it's fine.
What was that?
I don't want to live if I can't be me anymore. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You can't retain your memories, so I don't have them.
That
You
makes sense.
absolutely had...
Her? It's a Cyberman now.
Yeah, sorry.
Becoming a woman. Empathy.
The doctor really has to keep his hand out to Missy or she's gonna fall back.
Why does it look like that?
That's interesting.
They built a weapons-grade version to come after us. We just gave our position away.
Oh no.
Well done. The farther we move off the ship, the slower time moves for us and the faster it moves for the Cybermen. It's a mathematical impossibility.
Man, that's crazy. They have the battle time too because of the time difference. They always come back to this, you know, design, which is kind of cool.
Dearest, I've been thinking.
We can't go up, but we can go down. Your TARDIS is right at the bottom of the ship, isn't it?
How does he have one? How does he have a TARDIS? Oh, he probably stole it to run away. Okay. I'm nervous about her, you know, holding it back for so long. Yeah, just blow stuff up.
The city full of Cybermen.
They are all coming here.
And it doesn't work.
Cause?
I'm rooting for Missy. Like, please, come on. You've had all this time to be good, be better.
Funny thing happened to me once.
What?
A very long time ago, a very scary lady threw me against a wall. Quite an impression.
So she remembers it vaguely.
You're welcome.
By the way, is it wrong?
Yes. Very.
I don't understand.
Well, it's very simple.
I love them.
The Cybermen
They're both
have
so great.
Who loved you?
I'm not human.
I'll try anything once.
Oh my goodness. It's not the time. How is she okay? Oh my god.
So sorry.
How did it not hurt her?
Listen,
Oh my god.
You can't win.
I know, and?
It's futile.
Come on, lady version. I honestly don't know what you see in him.
And they don't care.
No! Oh! When I say no, you turn back around. God knows it's not because it's easy. It's not even because it works, because it hardly ever does. I do what I do because it's right. Because it's decent. And above all, it's kind. It's just that. What would you die for? Who I am. It's where I stand, where I stand. It's where I fall. Just to the end. Just be kind.
I love his speech.
See this face? That didn't listen to a word you just said.
I hate him. You listened. Tell me you listened. You listened.
And I know what you're capable of. Stand with me. That's all I've ever wanted.
But no. Sorry. Just... no.
But why?
Thanks for trying.
Does she do something?
Critical failure, and boom! You weren't listening to a word of that, were you?
Nando, I want you to lead the evacuation.
Huh? No.
Thanks for all the software.
Plan? What plan? Well, I think as soon as this place is evacuated, you're going to blow the whole floor, killing as many Cybermen as you can.
No. No, of course not. I won't do that until
He's
I've
trying to
left.
save
Liar,
them.
it can't be done remotely. This is me we're talking about? Me? You know what I was like? There's more than 3 people in a room, I start a black market. Send me with them, I'll be selling their own spaceship back to them once a week.
Which one of us is stronger?
Damn. My condolences. I'm gonna name a town after you. A really rubbish one.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
And probably a pig. Young lady, you're coming with me. No arguments. Oh, great, so she's allowed to explode.
You sure?
Well, I don't know what to say.
You'll think of the right words later.
You're wrong, you know. Quite wrong. You never will be able to find the words. Everyone, I need you to be brave, and I need you to follow me.
You can't even see what I'm writing.
Come here, I said.
Seriously? Are we really gonna do this?
Oh, she's gonna do some shit. This music.
I loved being you. Every second of it. Oh,
Is
the way
she
you
gonna-
burned like a sun.
It's good to know I haven't lost my touch.
This is it. I'm afraid. So if there's anything we ought to be saying. No.
Hey,
Okay.
well, you know how I'm usually glad you knew that.
Yeah.
How long do I have?
This episode.
We'll be able to make... Because it's time to stand with him. It's where we've always been going, and it's happening now, today.
Missy! I will never stand with the Doctor!
Yes, my dear, you will.
is where we've always been going. This is our perfect ending.
Is this really what they're doing?
Canary Wharf! Time enough.
Guess since he wasn't killed during this entire time, he was regenerating, he's been okay and healing.
You know Hazran?
Yes?
I think she likes you.
Well, she's only human.
Promise you won't go. Promise.
How did you find me? Left you my tears, remember?
Oh my god. I'm a freaking
I
mess.
suppose this is the only place. If there's any place he'd do that.
Or you can come with me.
I hope I see you again.
I hope so too. Leave a tear for him.
Where there's tears, there's hope. So I'll show you around.
Doctor.
So talents perverting the course of human history. I don't want to go.
No.
When the doctor was me. When the doctor was me.
What?
I don't want to change again.
Okay. That's the snow that we saw.
I will not change. I will not. No. The whole thing's ridiculous.
Hello?
What?
Someone there!
But I am the Doctor. The original.
What the fuck is going on? What is going on? Okay, I'm gonna give my review soon. It's been a couple of minutes to gather myself and so that I can return to a more normal color and not a tomato. It's good to know that this waterproof works I was expecting some tears. Definitely not this many. Oh my goodness. That episode was insane. There are so many things to talk about. Anything that I don't talk about now is most likely gonna be in the review, so make sure you look out for that. I feel like I'm probably gonna miss some things, just getting it out there right now. And I also had some moments where I just forgot to take notes, so we're gonna see how this goes. I was a little surprised. I was expecting Missy to kind of be on the doctor's side, since throughout the season we've seen her try to get better, try to regain the doctor's trust and, help them escape Mars, all of that. So I was a little surprised, I guess, last episode when it seemed like she had this planned all along with the Master. And there were a couple of moments in this episode where I felt like she was wavering, kind of a battle inside herself if she should go back to her old ways or if she should, help the doctor and do the good that she's been trying to show him this season. But I really loved all of the Master and Missy's interactions, especially the last one, but all of their interactions were really good. I thought it was hilarious that he was trying to hit on himself. That was pretty funny. I mean, they're both really great at the role, so I really enjoyed both of their performances. They were both amazing. Oh, I did question how much Missy should remember, but I guess they explained it since he's in his own timeline and there's the whole thing with being in sync and not retaining memory. We've had that before at the 50th anniversary, so that's it's a quick way to give a reason, and we can just accept it, it's a good reason. So that made sense. And I really like that, she said when they were inside the barn or something, and she said she vaguely remembers there was a woman that threatened him to bring the TARDIS dematerializer, whatever, and is stuck in her head. So even though she didn't remember specifically the situation and who did it, that event still stuck in her memory, and that's how she saved them. And he said that's how he's the reason that they're gonna be saved. So that was really cool, really nice. I'm gonna talk about the doctor's speech too, but how the way that she received it, she actually listened. The Master didn't listen. I just wanted to punch him in the face, but she listened, and you can see that she was struggling. She wants to help him, but she also wants to, preserve her life, which is kind of ironic because she takes the life of her previous regeneration. So I guess in a way she realizes that she's the one that has to stop him. And that's what she does. As ruthless as that is, I do feel like it is kind of fitting. I was definitely surprised. But I was definitely more surprised that he also shot her, because that's his future. But that line that said, where we're always going, where we're always heading, is this. That's how they were always going to end. I find that very interesting, because I'm just speaking for what I've seen regarding these two versions of the Master. And, you know, John Sim, even in season 3, season 4, he's had this battle with himself. Part of it is, you know, it was put on him, this madness, this kind of craze, and what his purpose is for his life because of the signal that the Time Lords left in his mind. It kind of drove him a little bit crazy. So there is this kind of like focus, like he's kind of stuck in his own head. And what I found really interesting about the line where we're always going is that they had this line in the 50th, the Doctor, where he's always going. He's always been heading home to Gallifrey. That was always, you know, his goal after he has ran away, and he's always been running. His end game is Gallifrey, finding his home, which you can say like he's found it in his companions, Earth. But for the Master, it's always to himself and leading to his demise, his and her demise. So I found that very interesting. I kind of wanted, you know, I love both of the actors' portrayals of the characters, and I was really wanting, you know, more stories with them. I guess we still can, because there are a few gaps in time that can be filled with story if they ever want to return, of course. But yeah, how that whole thing turned out was very interesting, and I guess very fitting. Definitely, you know, I was surprised, shocked, but I feel like it works. Yeah, so I think that was actually really brilliant. I know this was written by Steven Moffat and directed by Rachel Talalay, so, you know, brilliant job on both of them, because the writing was absolutely amazing. And I think direction, some of those scenes, their cuts were amazing. When we first saw Bill after the time jump, the 2-week time jump, and we see her as herself, but there's like a kind of disconnect with her, and I kind of called it, which I'm proud I did, that when we saw her, it was us seeing her for who she was, but physically she was still the Cyberman, and, you know, the entire town, the little girl, everybody was scared of her. And the cuts from like when she was talking to the Doctor in the barn and she was saying, you know, I am Bill, that just really stuck out to me too, for, you know, a lot of reasons. The transitions were amazing. We see her get emotional, and it was interesting to see both her as herself being emotional, and then her as the Cyberman, her exterior self, being emotional, and like the clash of that, seeing an emotional Cyberman, that was, very cool, very interesting. I was also reminded of Asylum of the Daleks whenever Oz Oswald Oswin Oswin, right? I think it was Oswin, when she was a Dalek. Well, she was herself inside of a Dalek, but she saw herself. She built up these walls, these reminders like souffle and music and her mom and things like that, to protect her mind. And, that was the same thing that Bill did. So that was a very interesting parallel. I also noticed that we didn't have Daleks this season, which was very interesting. I feel like we've had them every season, both Daleks and Cybermen, but I think this is the first actual season that we haven't seen a Dalek. But yeah, the scene in the barn with the Doctor and Bill was amazing. And it's insane that she was stuck in there for 10 years. It took the Doctor 10 years for her, and then I guess a couple of hours, minutes for him to find her, I guess. But 10 years, oh, I love that he brought up, her mind. She's protecting herself in her mind, just like whenever the monks took over and she was, every day remembering the time she spent in the TARDIS and everything she did with the Doctor and Nardole, and how that kept her strong. So I love that. That entire episode was really good, and we get to see the result of that in here. So that was really great. I'm definitely going to talk more about this when I look at Bill's arc in the season review. Oh, I'm probably going to be jumping around episode a little bit, I think, because of how my notes are kind of organized. But the Doctor's speech with Missy and the Master was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. It like perfectly puts into words, what the Doctor is, who he is, what he means to make a stand, to fight for what is right, and to be kind. What are you willing to die for? And where I stand is where I fall, protecting people and, putting a little bit of goodness out there. I know he didn't say those exact words, but that was what I thought about. Because I think in Lie of the Land, Missy was also, questioning what he means by right and good, because it's futile, there's always gonna be losses, but the reason that the Doctor keeps on fighting is that extra person that he's gonna save, and whose world he can make a little bit better. So, oh my goodness, that was just really amazing. He's always gonna want to save people. It's in his nature. And when the Doctor was telling Nardole to leave, he was also saving him. We know how strong the Doctor is and like what he can do. Saying that Nardole is strong enough and that he can help all those people and keep them safe is having him to leave, you know, to save him. I think we all recognize that. And I'm not saying that, you know, Nardole isn't strong, because he is. He's been amazing and resilient and persistent this season with protecting the Doctor and like fulfilling his promise to River. Oh my god, when they flashed all the companions. Yeah, they literally showed everyone. And River too. And Vastra and Jenny. I think it was kind of interesting that all his companions, all this strength and love, but the thing that he like snaps awake to is Missy. So I thought that was very interesting, very cool. I love that they showed everyone. But yeah, his last conversation with Nardole was amazing. And his last words with Bill. I feel like the Doctor doesn't always get a chance to have those last words, or there isn't always a chance to say everything that you want to. Or things are just left unsaid. But the fact that they had the chance for it and there are no words, I think, you know, it's brilliant, it's heartbreaking. There aren't the words to say everything that you feel. And I think, you know, there is a lot of love between Bill and the Doctor, and they just know it doesn't even have to be said. So I think that was, you know, it was really good too. I definitely don't feel like it was a cop-out or anything like that, because sometimes, you know, that is what it is. So I really enjoyed that as well. Already talked about kind of like his last words with Missy and the Doctor in that speech. The Master obviously didn't receive it, and then Missy did, but she kind of had to take care of it in her own way. Oh my goodness. And then Bill and the pilot, all this time from the first episode, they had this, you know, wonderful connection, this promise. She left a tear for Bill to always know and to come find her. And she, in a sense, saved Bill from, I guess, the fate of the Cybermen, because she's free of that. She can roam the universe now. And I just love that so much. And then Bill leaves a tear for the Doctor so that, you know, she can come back. That was really great. I really love that whole thing came back. And the pilot, she gave Bill a choice. She can make her human again and like saved the doctor and, get to spend more time with him, traveling with him, having more adventures. Or, travel with her where I do feel like they're both comparable, but she is almost definitely safer with the girl than she is with Bill. So I guess I'm kind of okay with how that turned out. Like, she did save them. So there is that. That was absolutely brilliant. I also really like that the thing with Hope came back. Bill said, where there's tears, there is hope. And then the doctor also said about hope and reward whenever he was talking to Missy and the Master about, being kind and doing what's right. So I really liked that as well. Yeah, I feel like my brain's a little bit mushed right now. I really hope you guys enjoyed that reaction and my review. Give me a like if you like the video, and definitely leave me comments. I'm definitely gonna check out all the comments in the last reaction and then in this one as well. I'm gonna do my season review after the Christmas special, so be on the lookout for that. Subscribe so you know when those are coming. And I guess that's all for now. Yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next reaction.